you mentioned about, having the time to kind of tune into those intuitions and understanding what you want from life. And then and when your kids are younger, it's quite hard to do that because you're busy and stuff. How did you do that? Like, how do you kind of find that headspace and when things are so busy, finding that kind of work-life balance to actually be creative?
I mean, for me, the two are separate things. So I didn't find the time to listen in to my intuition. She screamed at me and got to a point where it was now. Now you will change this. Now you will go in a different direction. This has to happen now. So I was forced to stop and listen to my intuition. I tend to, like most of us, continue and carry on and just keep doing the do
Mm.
until eventually something within me gives in and I have a little mini breakdown and it's right, enough now. Let's regroup, but this time let's slightly move our eyesight that way. Um, so I didn't have the time. Mums don't have the time, but there are ways in which we are always running away from our thought processes. We're keeping ourselves busy. We are using alcohol or food or social occasions to get away from having to sit and think. If you you only need 10 minutes to listen into your instincts, but I think most of it is an unwillingness to hear because we don't want to hear. Change is terrifying,
Mm.
and we're terrified to sort of go, well, I can't just stop doing that and try something else, or this is what everyone else is doing, I can't do something different. So for me, they are two very separate things. You not having the time is even more of a reason to make 10 minutes to listen, because your body, your mind will create time. If you don't, it will floor you. They work together, your mind and your body, to create some sort of little illness or a break in
Yeah.
your ankle or a toe that you are forced to stop. And I had a hysterectomy. I had a big operation because I suffer with endometriosis. And I think as well that gave me a lot of time
Mm.
to to go, right. It really is midlife, because here is the end of my motherhood chapter, and I'm moving into something else. So it's all very interesting, but I think the most important thing is to keep the conversation open all the time.
And you said that she screamed at you. How did she do that? Because I think for me, my inner voice screams at me when I'm hungover, and when I've like, I don't know, when someone's taken advantage of me. There are certain times when my inner voice really screams at me and says, "Come on, you deserve better than this, or this is what you should be doing." How does it manifest with you? Or is it through your poetry?
I mean, before writing, it was not a healthy way. So I would I would reach burnout like everybody else, or meltdown, or that stage where mum's having an absolute hissy fit, guys, because it's been one laundry basket issue too many. But
Yes.
of course, there's a difference between your ego voice and your inner intuition voice.
Mm.
Then you've got all the little bits in between, the inner critic, and so it can be very confusing. Somebody can take advantage of you, your ego can kick in, and you get very angry and very defensive, and you want to lash back, but that your intuition is never quite that base.
Yeah.
She's much more about your evolution, as a soul, I guess, and reaching for less sometimes, because we're all sort of so busy reaching for all the things we should be, that we forget that life's actually really simple, and the
Mm.
things that we really need are really, really simple, and all the other things are bonus. But you don't actually need them to be peaceful and happy and healthy. So I guess it takes a bit of time to get to know your inner voices. Not all of them are on your side. But for me, my sort of intuition if I am drowning it out and saying, I'll carry on doing this, this is great, she will find a way to take over the ship, take the steering wheel. And that means I will have a little, mini meltdown, and I'll have to have,
Mm,
really where I feel like everything's collapsing.
mm,
Uh,
yeah.
can be
And
quite,
it might be the smallest thing as well. With me,
honest.
sometimes the smallest thing will set me off. Like this morning, my plug wasn't draining in my sink. And I
Yeah,
thought, I should have dealt with this ages ago. And it also, and then I started cleaning it, and I thought I've got to, get ready for this podcast. And instead, I was cleaning the plug
yeah,
of my sink and all of the crap that was down it.
yeah,
And then I started having a bit of a meltdown, and you just think, no, hold on a minute, you need to, to get yourself together. I can
yeah.
completely relate.